Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. It is April 26, 2016. You'll notice I'm using gotta move my Coke Zero, the cat's coming. Where was I? Okay. Damn. This is April 26, 2016. Yesterday I went, let me back up here. About 3 months ago, my doctor diagnosed me with type 2 diabetes. The leading cause of blindness is diabetes. So once a year you're supposed to have an eye exam, and I hadn't had my eyes tested for about 15 years, and so anyway, yesterday I went to the eye doctor, and I can't stand. I'm one of these people. I think there's a lot of people like me that can't stand anybody to get close to my eyes. There's no way I could ever wear contact lenses or anything. When they get near my eyes, I freak out. They didn't have to strap me down or sedate me or anything, but they dilated my eyes. They put in something to reduce the feeling or whatever, local anesthetic, sort of. Then they dilated. Then I had to wait about 15 or 20 minutes, and then went back into the room and they did some tests. Then the doctor, when he did his test and had me looking around, he was shining a light in different areas, looking in different areas and everything. And he got all done and he said that, you can see well. And then as almost an afterthought, he said, have you been told that you have a small cataract in each eye? And I said, no. He said, well, you do. He said, it's not causing you any problem at this time. So I have an appointment a year from now for another checkup. The other news is I was using a online program to record my blood sugars when I take my blood and test it. And I did a thing on here on YouTube about what a great program it was and everything, and I still think that it is. Well, one thing I also talked about on here was that I had, the device for giving the level, and you could hook it by cable to your computer, but I got the wrong cable for it. I got one that has like a USB to 3.5 audio jack connector, and I needed a USB to look like micro USB. So I don't have that. So I've been doing it by hand every morning when I draw my blood. I pulled up the program and entered the data and printed. When I went after I did that for like a month, I think it was or so, and took that to the doctor to print out, and wow, blew him away. I talked about that here. The data, or the way it looked, not my results, although he said they were good. But, and I think it's actually my fault. Well, one, I should have got the correct cable. And the other thing is I decided again to turn on the advanced, I'm getting the very latest updates for Windows 10. Always a mistake, and I always do that. I've been doing it forever, since 1982, always installing the latest driver, the latest program, the beta version, and it never turns out well, and I'm always stupid for doing it, and I keep doing it. So I think that with the program that I was running that was storing the data, I lost all my data. And I don't think it was the program's fault. I think it was that I'm running this latest version and something got corrupted, something to do with my name or my ID. So I thought, I should put it on, get an app for my cell phone, because I saw that there's a whole bunch of apps I have Android in the Play Store for recording your blood sugar. So, and of course then, so I looked them up. I saw what looked like a good one. The first one that I saw, they had good numbers and such. And then of course not enough room to install on my cell phone. I'm thinking about this month getting a new cell phone. There's one, what is the Blue or something, that's $150, and it uses the very latest version of Android. And with the very latest version of Android, your SD card you can tell it in the settings, it becomes your memory. So no longer would I have 1 gigabyte of memory or 1.5 gigabytes of memory or 2 gigabytes of memory. I would have whatever I put. If I put a 32 gigabyte micro SD card in there, whatever, then and so that with that new cell phone, if I decide to buy it, I should not have that goddamn problem of, and it's Android and all these people who keep making their apps bigger. They just keep making the apps bigger, and then also forcing you to have these things on, that you have to have them. You can't, if you try to go in some of these things and say, just uninstall it, and it won't let you uninstall it. The best you can get is go back to the original version or whatever, and then it's just going to ask you, tell you that you need to update your, So I'm thinking of a new cell phone. But then I was thinking, I have the Nvidia K-1, and now I wouldn't be carrying, but the only place I do in the mornings, really, I do the blood test in the morning, right here at this desk, and this, I believe, also is running the latest version. Yeah, it's running the latest version. So I have 64 gigabytes or whatever the SD card I put in here. So I went and looked for and this is the one, I just installed it. And it's got 4.7, got really good reviews. It's free, although I see little ads down at the bottom. I would gladly pay, Let's see here. I shouldn't have turned that bright light on up there. So here it is. So it looks like it's going to work out. So I put in the entry from yesterday, and I put in the entry for today, and I think this is going to work out great. And then I told it to sync with Google Drive, I believe it is. I think that's what I told it to sync with. And it has a whole bunch of options, a whole bunch of things that you can do. Oh, here, great. So you have your now I haven't done anything with carbs at all. I've been trying to eat properly, but I haven't been recording anything. I see it even collect. It even you put in the data that your blood. It's going to give you your. I guess it's HbA1c. I see it has blood pressure also. I haven't even got to some of these. Let's see what else I can go back here to. No, that didn't do it. Let me click on here. So you have to put in now the date a little bit. Well, no, for the date of birth, that was it. I was trying to figure out how, and then I finally figured out I didn't have to scroll back to 1941 for my date of birth, that I could just put in the year. But this really looks like a good program, and that's what I'm going to be using. I should have brought my blood meter over here, but I have all the data in the device, so I could go back, but I'm just going to start from yesterday and record, the data in there. And then supposedly there's some way to email to your doctor or print out or whatever. I'll get into that when I need it. So what else did I want to tell you? Anything? I think that's it. Thank you very much I have a ton of reviews to do. Today, instead of watching, I finished up Weeds. What else? Been watching from YouTube a whole bunch of the comedy of Russell Peters. I really like his comedy. So no more videos and no more. I played my game a little bit this morning. Civilization 5. No more of that. Oh, yeah, I wanted to tell you. That's what I wanted to mention. You'll notice that I'm using the Yeti, the Blue Yeti. And what happened is, and you may have noticed if you watched the last couple of videos, for some reason with the other mic and the other device, I was only getting sound on the left channel. And so I'll find out, and I'm sure this will be back to right and left channel. But so I went back to this microphone. So hopefully it's okay. Thank you very much for watching.